him because so I'm a huge metalhead. I do like country music, but I grew up like
Cool.
on
I
rock
love
music.
that.
Well, I never I did not grow up. Well, I mean, so I grew up as a kid listening to Shania Twain, like Alan Jackson. But then
Of
I
course.
got away from jeans and everything, and I listened to like
Okay.
heavy metal music, and then I got into dancing, of
Yeah.
course, and then that's when I started listening to more country music. But was I heard "Sold Out" by Hardy, and then I heard some of this other stuff, and I was like, I dig this heavy metal stuff. So I started listening to his interviews, and he said he didn't even want to be a singer; he just wanted to songwrite. Like that was his goal. And so
I
I was
know.
like, wow. I was like, I wonder how many of these like artists like are just songwriters, and next thing you know, they become singers, or vice versa.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. And going to writers' rounds in Nashville, I will say, help so much with that perspective because, like the other day, for example, I'm sitting there watching a guy on stage and he wrote a song, one of Morgan's like most well-known songs, and I was like, wow, that is so crazy because you finally can put faces to songs, and it's cool to see who was a part of the writing session and like. I think that's the biggest thing being in this career that I've realized is there's all these masterminds behind these really popular, well constructed songs that are out there that so many people love. So I find it super interesting.
So how does that work though? Because I'm very new to learning all this whole process, and
Uh,
obviously, our show is still kind of new and everything. So I've learned from talking to people. But how does it like? Do people just like contract you like a flat fee for a song, or like what's the process like? If somebody says, "Hey, Faith, I want you to sit down with me and write for X number of hours," do y'all agree upon hours, a flat fee? Like, how does that work typically?
So really, I think it's all done differently. I'm not sure how it is in LA. Like I'm sure that's kind of a different story over there, but in Nashville, for the most part, is it's all about making connections and friendships, which is why I love Nashville so much. So I make friends with a lot of the songwriters, or let's say I work with my producer Greg, and Greg's like, hey, let's write a song together and let's include my friend, I don't know, Joe. And so he invites Joe on over, and now we're all songwriting together. Well, you will obviously get a cut of the song, right? So when that song is released, you get royalties off of it, and
Gotcha.
it's split evenly for the most part. So that's how you make money,
Hmm.
songwriting. And so I have seen people purchase songs before. Typically, that is when they were not a part of the songwriting process and they really liked a song, so they'll just buy it off of the songwriter. And I do know that's a thing. I've never done that. But for the most part, I just try to get into rights with other songwriters, and then everyone gets a cut of the songwriting portion of the
So
song. So
when you said producer, we mean Greg Keys or who?
So,
Or is this a different Greg?
yeah,
'Cause I know you did a song with Greg Keys.
I'm so sorry. I have so many Gregs. No, Greg
Okay.
Keys is amazing.
Yes.
I've worked with him as a singer,
Okay.
but Greg B is my producer in Nashville, and I've been working with him since 2016, probably. So we have created this bond. I mean, he has been like, Faith, you are my girl. Like, I want to take home a Grammy with you one day. And he really believes in me, and it's so sweet. So we work together all the time, and I've gotten to know his family and his little girls. And so, like, you really just become like family with people when you work with them in Nashville, and if you connect, like it's such a cool environment. You have to experience it at least once.
Now, do you believe in yourself?
Do I believe in myself?
Hmm.
You
Do you
know,
believe you can become
I
big time?
I grew up, and I get this from my mom for sure. She is like, chase your dreams. My parents have always been like, I will support you. We want you to do this. And that has played a huge role in my life because it did teach me how to believe in myself. Are there days where I literally want to pull my hair out and like, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Yeah, there are. And there's, you know, so many times that I get discouraged, or you'll have high hopes, or you'll get that door slammed in your face, but just because someone said no doesn't mean that you're not closer to a yes. And just because someone has an opinion about one song or something you did doesn't mean that the other person is going to have the same opinion. So you really have to believe in yourself, because if you listen to everybody else, then you could never make a decision, and you're never going to like what you put out, and you're not going to present yourself in a genuine way. So I have to believe in myself even when it's hard. I always try to just keep reminding myself to keep going. Not everybody's going to agree with you. Trust your gut, pray about it, and just do what you can.
Best advice my dad ever gave me as a kid was you're never as great or you're never as bad as people say that you are.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I love that as well. And there's one thing about being very humbled, and I really am always reminding myself, like, be so grateful for what you have, be so grateful for the people that support you. Stop trying to think about all the things you want or you don't have, because if you're just focusing on what you don't have, you're always going to be reaching for something, instead of being proud of what you've done and what you have. And that to me is like the best way to go about this in this crazy industry. And it definitely keeps you very grounded, which is what I'm trying to do throughout this whole process.
Nice. Well, it seems like you got a really good head on your shoulders.
Thank you. So what about you guys? I want to know about you guys too. Y'all
Um,
are phenomenal dancers, and
uh,
I'm waiting for a dance.
Hey, whenever you want one, just let me know. I'm happy to teach you whenever I'm in Nashville or next time you want to come to the now Honky Tonk Burger Company. I'm not sure if you heard the name change.
Oh no, whoa, really?
Yeah, it's no longer Honky
So
Tonk Saloon. It's now Honky Tonk Burger Company.
I am mind blown. Oh wow.
Do you
Same
country dance at
Okay.
all,
place,
Faith?
just a name change.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What'd you say, Tara?
Do you country dance at all?
I love to line dance. Okay, I love any dance. What
Oh,
people
yay.
don't know about me is I actually grew up a dancer for 10 years. And I was a competitive dancer for probably like 5 of those years. But I would travel around, and I did hip hop, jazz, ballet, tap, like every kind of dance. And I thought in my head, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, is be a dancer. And suddenly I started singing in church and stuff, and just like completely transitioned. And I was like, okay, never mind. I want to be a singer. But I love to dance. And anytime I get an opportunity to break loose on a dance floor, you best believe I'm going to.
See, people like you and Tara disgust me because God bless you all
Well,
with singing and dancing, and I can only dance. Singing, I am awful at. So y'all really disgust me having that much talent. So I just want to know, what's it like being God's favorite?
no, you know what? Sports are not my thing. So if that helps at all, I'm not good at everything. Me and soccer don't
Well,
get along.
What'd you
Go
say,
ahead,
Tara?
Tara.
the only thing is, at least can you watch sports and understand?
Yes. So, well, for
Did
the
you hear
most
me?
part, it
Yeah,
depends
okay.
on the sport. I can watch football and understand somewhat what's going on. And I do enjoy baseball for the most part, and soccer. I've watched a lot of soccer games. Now they have some really weird rules, I feel like, with like offsides and other things like that I'm not quite sure of.
And you never
But
know when the game's gonna end. It's always there's always an
oh
extra a lot of time that only the referee knows, and I'm like, why does nobody know when this game's gonna end?
no, yeah, they go on forever. So I do understand some sports, not all though. Do you guys? What's y'all's favorite sports?
Ooh, I grew up basketball was my absolute favorite, and then I got into golf. But my favorite to watch is hockey, though. Have you been to a Stingrays
Oh,
game?
I have. I sang the national anthem there once.
We need to get you back out there then.
Heck yeah, sign me up. It was fun. I was really scared of slipping on that ice, though. Talk about not only do you have to start on the right key, you also have to worry about not slipping and breaking your neck.
It actually wasn't too slick when you get out there, though. If you're wearing tennis shoes, I don't know if you were wearing boots when you did it, but
In fact, yeah,
no
with
track.
heels. That sounds like just the best idea. I don't make the smartest decisions all the time, so. So yeah, but back to your original question, we just spiraled. I love to line dance. So I've line danced in Nashville. It's so fun. I want to do it.
Which bar did you go to in Nashville?
It was actually at Fifth and Broadway, which is this massive, like, cafeteria, which sounds really weird.
Is it the Wild Horse Saloon?
It's so cool. It wasn't in a bar, so they actually had this company was outside doing it, and it was like this big street thing. So I learned there. So I haven't actually gone to a saloon yet, but that's on my next to-do list.
So do you know?
Learned there. So I haven't actually gone to a saloon yet, but that's on my next to-do list.
So do you know?
Learned there. So I haven't actually gone to a saloon yet, but that's on my next to-do list.
So do you know any of your? Do you know any of the names? So do you know any of your? Do you know? Any of the names?
It's what actually I get up and do it. It's like I can only do it. I can't explain it. It's where you. I don't know. It's like this, and then you cross. It's like one, heel, up, down, and then some hops.
Tush push?
Oh, maybe.
I thought she was describing Cotton Eye Joe for a second.
Tush push?
Oh, maybe.
I thought she was describing Cotton Eye Joe for a second.
Then. But I don't think we were dancing to that because I would have remembered. I want to learn the foot.
Yeah, depending upon where you're at regionally, they all have a different dance depending upon which region you're in. That's the tough part about line dancing. You can try, like, you can learn, and it blew me away when I first started learning here, and I started driving like 3 hours up the road, and they play like the same song, but they do like an entire completely different dance there. So I'm like, well darn it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. That has to be pretty frustrating. Do they teach you guys before you, like, when you travel, do they teach you, or you just got to go in it?
You just have to go. Most bars will have an instructor that you can do, like, you know, they'll do like beginner lessons, or sometimes they'll do an intermediate class before you go out there. But it's only like 2 or 3 songs max. So yeah, and they just get thrown into the fire.
Oh, great. That sounds like fun.
Yeah,
I would be y'all would see me. I could pick up after a few tries, but I definitely need someone to break things down for me. There's no way I could just jump right in.
Well, Tara's really good at that.
Tara, I'm coming to visit you in Texas. Let's go line dancing.
Please do. Come. It's going to be so much fun.
I mean, do you have any plans in 3 weeks?
Oh, do I? I'm going to be in Nashville, yeah.
Okay, because we're all going to Texas. We're going to go see her in middle of February.
Oh, that's so sweet. Y'all are going to have a blast. Send me, like, videos. I wish I could be there.
Oh,
I wish I could come dance with you guys, but definitely another time.
I need to make it to Nashville. Tara, you've been to Nashville a few times, right?
Yeah, every time I get there, I cry when I land because I'm so happy.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's bad. I have tears on the plane.
Why do you love it so much, Tara?
I don't know. It's a feeling. Like, you just love it.
Okay.
It is.
Well, I guess
I
need to make that my next trip.
You've never been?
Nope.
Oh my goodness. You are missing out. You are missing out. Well, definitely come. Bring your girlfriend. We're going line dancing. I can take you guys on a tour around Nashville, and like an actually good tour. not the tours that you would see Broadway in mid-daylight.
Well, as long as there's live music, I'll be happy. I love live music.
Oh, there's plenty of it. Tara, have you been to the listening room?
No.
Oh my gosh. Well, you have to go. I've hosted a few times, so I'm gonna have to let you know next time I host and see if you're around.
Yeah.
Now,
It would be fun.
are you hosting that in conjunction with, because you do a radio show too, right?
I do. So I am a radio co-host with Rick Rush here in Charleston and with iHeartRadio,
Nice.
which is pretty cool. Kind of took a different turn. I was not expecting to do this at all. And Rick approached me last year about doing a segment with him. And now I'm like getting more involved and I'm on air a lot more. So kind of making my way to full-time co-hosting, which is crazy.
Which station is that in Charleston?
So 103.5 The Weasel is the station in Charleston.
Right.
But we are 50 different markets across the United States. So
Yeah.
I'm also in Tampa, Milwaukee, and a lot of other places. I honestly couldn't even tell you.
What time are you on?
So typically I am on for the Nashville 360. It starts at 3:10, 4:10, 5:10, 6:10, 7:10. So it plays every hour in the evening. But now I'm starting to co-host with Rick. So those are like morning times, like around 9.
And what time is Bobby Bones' show on? Because I know his is nationally syndicated, but I know I've listened to Rick Rush in the morning on 103.5. I'm
Right.
trying to remember what time Bobby Bones' show is on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure that out. I know he's on in the afternoons too, I think. Or is he?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
right?
Because I remember listening to Bobby in the morning typically, and then, but yeah, I know I've listened to Rick Rush because I know the name, and obviously I've listened to 103.5. So yeah, obviously I'd like to listen to you.
Yeah, I'll definitely find the exact times. Right now it's pretty sporadic, like just random. But once I'm on there a little more consistently, I'll let you know what time so you guys can listen if you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing a podcast?
Yeah, I've thought about doing it all, but right now I'm just like manning my own boat here, so I'm like trying to do a lot. So eventually I'm on the Nashville 360 iHeartRadio podcast, so I do that with Rick as well. I think it would be cool to do like some kind of women and country music style podcast one day. I definitely have dreams of doing that. It's just like when I'll have time to do that.
Nice.
But it would be fun.
By the way, do you remember Greg, the owner of Henry's, who ran the Writers Round?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very impressed with you. He came up to me afterwards. He was like, "Man, that Faith, she's the real deal. She's got it."
Aw, that's so sweet. People are so nice. Like, honestly, nothing makes me happier when like I perform or something, and I love to get good feedback, and I also love constructive criticism too, which is very odd. Like a lot of people don't, but I love always finding new ways to learn new things and be better. So but that was really, really sweet of him. I had so much fun that night.
Yeah, you killed it. Who did you open for at Honky Tonk?
Matt Stell.
That's
and I
right.
also opened for Tennille Arts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was there for both of those because I knew I had seen you at least once at Honky Tonk. But yeah, it was Tennille Arts. Yeah, that's right. I was thinking Tennille Downs. Tennille
I
Arts.
remember that so embarrassed because I just so when I was, this is all personal. When I was 19 is when I opened for her, and I had just gotten braces and my mouth was like hurting so bad, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to sing tonight, and I want these braces off, and I was like, I'm gonna have to open my mouth.
So it's really been 4 years since I first watched you play.
I guess so, yeah. If you were at the Tennille show, that was in
I was there.
2019.
I love Tennille Arts. She's great.
Yeah.
Man,
She's cool.
time flies.
doesn't it? And like to think that was 4 years ago, and to think it like everything that's happened since then is just like amazing. It's so crazy.
Well, what's your favorite or best accomplishment you think so far?
Hmm.
What are you most
I
proud of?
Okay, that's a really hard question. I think what I'm most proud of is probably going to Nashville. Like that was something that was really hard for me, and that sounds shocking, but like it's scary, like throwing yourself in a new place by just like by yourself just doing it. And I of course like had my parents' support and everything, and but yeah, finding new things and trying to find new friends, and it is kind of a scary thing to do, but I think that's what I'm most proud of, because I don't feel like I would be where I'm at right now if I didn't, make that jump. So I love it there, and I it's hard to keep me away, if I'm being honest.
Now, what was the lowest point where you were like, maybe this isn't for me, or maybe I shouldn't chase it? Did you ever have one of those moments?
Yeah, I definitely did, and it was actually also this past year.
Mm.
So both happened in one year, and I made the leap to go to Nashville. I was like on cloud nine, also really scared because I'm like, what am I doing? Can I support myself? Like, this is scary. Um, and then, this year I went through some pretty tough times. I went through a breakup that really hurt,
Mm.
so had to try to deal with those emotions. And I just put it in my writing, and I just used it to motivate me to keep going and focus on my dream. I didn't want to let that hold me back from trying to focus on my dream. I didn't want to let that hold me back from trying to. There's a point though when I just was like, oh my gosh. And I had two deaths in my family.
Oh,
My aunt got breast cancer. And on top of all this, I was still trying to heal from a heartbreak. And I, was just feeling very defeated. I was like, why is this happening? And my music, like I released 2 songs last year. My goal was to release like 4 to 5 or an EP. And I felt like I missed my goal. And I just had to like reflect on everything. And I just took a second and I said, you've been through a lot, like we did our best, we as in me. And, you have to keep going and don't stop like pitying yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Like the best thing you can do is to keep going. So I am very happy to say that I'm feeling much better. I have written more songs in the past few months than I have all last year. So if that tells you anything, I really have been focused and putting all my emotions into what I love to do.
that's awesome. I'm glad that you channeled that in the right way because you have to. And unfortunately, everything happens for a reason. There were so many things that I went through when I was in my late teens and early 20s that it wasn't until I hit 30 years old where I was like, wow, like no wonder I went through all that when I was younger because it prepared me for this moment. And you never know when you're going
Yeah.
through it. But now I had that perspective of saying, like, hey, now when tough times come to me, I'm like, okay, like I know it sucks in the moment right now, but it's preparing me for something bigger down the road.
That is so awesome. I'm the same way when it comes to like hardships. And I, like you said, you don't realize when you're in it. You're like, why me? Why is this happening? And it's so happening. And it's so easy to just like, oh, but that's my problems compared to some people's problems are like so tiny. And I was like, I need to stop. I need to stop. You know, oh, but that's my problems compared to some people's problems are like so tiny. And I was like, I need to stop. I need to stop. You know, oh, but that's my problems compared to some people's problems are like so tiny. And I was like, I need to stop. I need to stop. You know, complaining and stop feeling bad and let's just move on and take it for what it is. And like you said, like down the road, there's so many moments where I'm like, thank God that happened. Move on and take it for what it is. And like you said, like down the road, there's so many moments where I'm like, thank God that happened, because now I know what to do in this situation. And I feel like I'm more prepared for my career, my life, and everything.
Yeah, like what's one of the funniest moments that maybe has happened like in your professional career though?
My funniest moment. Oh my goodness. Oh
Any
my gosh,
boys
I've
just
had,
screaming "Faith, I'm in love with you" while you're on stage?
that's happened a few times. Yeah. And I love to just like give it right back to them. I'll just be like, I love you too, and they just eat it up. I You gotta interact with them. So I have had some funny moments like that. I think some of my funniest moments have happened with my producer, Greg Beek, in studio. Oh my gosh, we'll be writing songs and we just come up with like the dumbest lyrics, like things that are just not right. And we will be writing this like really heartfelt song, and then we just start saying the funniest stuff and replacing words with like I don't know, just all kinds of stuff. And I have been in tears, like laughing until I am crying. So probably, but then it's not like a public thing. It's just us like just cracking up. So probably the best moments have been just writing music with people, because you never know what they're going to say. And typically it's so funny.
Mm.
So I don't know. That's like all I got pretty much for the most part. I think another funny thing is I mess up on stage, which happens way often, and I just like play it off or embarrass myself. All of the above.
Now, have you met anybody really famous since you've been in Nashville, or who did you, that's right, you performed with Jimmie Allen, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy's
Yeah, I did my
become
research.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Jimmie has become like a mentor to me, and our friendship is it's so cool how everything started. It started with a Zoom call, and my manager at the time set up this Zoom call for us, and we chatted. And he was such a funny character. Oh my gosh! But I got so much good advice from him, and then he's like, "Hey, well, you should come to my show when I come to Charleston." So then I came to a show, and he announced that I was releasing a song on stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. And then he's like, hey, well, I mentioned that I loved singing the song Shallow that he performed on stage that night. And he was like, oh, well, we'll sing it together sometime. And I was thinking behind closed doors or something. And then he came back to Charleston. He said, hey, Faith, do you want to come perform Shallow with me on stage tonight? And I was like, heck, yeah, I do. So I got to perform with Jimmie, and we've been really good friends since. And he's been so great at helping me navigate this crazy industry. I'm also good friends with Blanco Brown, who is amazing and works so hard. And oh my gosh, his story, who is amazing and works so hard. And oh my gosh, his story, like I've worked with Marcus Hammond. He wrote his story. Like I've worked with Marcus Hammond. He wrote Bless the Broken Road by Rascal Flatts and Cowboy Take Me Away. I've written a few songs with him. But yeah, I mean, I meet all kinds of like people, and I just get starry-eyed. I admire their craft so much.
Have
So
you met,
I've also
or go ahead.
I was also gonna I've opened for like a lot of people. Like I've met Scotty McCreery. I opened for him, Tyler Rich, and I got to go on Tyler's tour bus, which was super cool. He brought me and my crew, and I got to meet his dog and his wife, who is super sweet. So it's really cool meeting all these people that I like have listened to on the radio and stuff.
Nice. Have you met Becca Bowen by chance?
I haven't, no.
Okay, so she grew up with Jimmie, so they're really good friends, and she always has like the
Yeah.
nice things to say about Jimmie.
Yeah, I've definitely seen him repost her stuff, but I haven't met her in person.
Yeah, y'all
But
definitely.
Jimmie,
She's super sweet.
I would love to meet her. Yeah, I love making new friends, especially, you know, who like to do the same thing I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jimmie, he is so sweet. He's worked very, 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 very hard. And I mean, his story is also just so inspiring, and he definitely takes every opportunity that's presented to him, and he still does, and he doesn't have to, you know, he's to a point where he doesn't have to do that anymore. And yet he's just such a kind soul and just embraces everyone around him, which I love.
Yeah. Now, if you had to, or if you, in the future, if you would do a big duet with a current big time country artist, who would you choose?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm itching to do something with Jimmie for sure.
Absolutely.
And
Y'all
I
killed
brought
it
it up to him.
together.
Thank you. I brought it up to him a few times. I'm like, hey Jimmie, just letting you know we will be doing a duet one day. And I think someone I haven't met who I would love to do a duet with one day would be Miranda Lambert. I would She's like my alter ego. Like, seriously. I feel like we would just get along so well.
I get some Lainey Wilson vibes listening to your music, or listening to your voice, I should say.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's such a huge. Lainey is killing it right now. I saw her live too.
We know why. I mean, she's got a great voice, but
Oh,
honestly, I
you
had no
know
idea who
why.
Lainey Wilson was until all the memes started, and I was like, well, whatever gets you big.
I know. They're making hats with it on it now too.
And I
Yeah.
love that she embraced it too. It's great.
She did. I saw the picture of her in the truck on her Instagram.
I
That
died
was
laughing.
so iconic. I've been watching her on Yellowstone too, and she is a great actress.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know she was on Yellowstone.
Yeah, you have to watch it. It's super good.
My family.
But yeah, I would love to pick her brain. Like, just sit down and see what all the wonderful things she has to say, because I know that she's got good advice, and she's worked really hard as well too to get where she is. So she's on the same label as Jimmie, so I kind of know like a little bit about her, you know, and how she got where she is today. So super cool.
Nice. Well, did you want to play a song for us?
Do I? I just happen to have my guitar right here.
What a
Just
surprise.
chilling. What a surprise. How'd that get there?
No.
Sure, I would love to.
So do I get to pick, or do you just go play something?
Oh,
Surprise us.
well, give me some options.
I'll let you play whatever you feel most comfortable singing in the moment. But
How about I could do Getting Over You?
yeah, I mean,
Another
I was gonna
heartbreak.
request that one. That is my favorite Faith Schueler song.
Well, okay, that's what I was gonna play anyways. So
Perfect.
sure, I will give you that any day. All right, this is Getting Over You. It's my breakup song. I love singing this one. I know you've been going out late with that girl you told me not to worry about, while I'm sitting here picking up the pieces of myself you left without. I'm listening to those sad songs all night long, but now I'm realizing you're right where you belong. I've had my sleepless nights alone, praying to God that you were gone, doing everything this girl should never do. While you're wrapped up tight in her arms, I'm here crying in the dark, letting all those memories mess me up, break my heart in two. But man, it's worth it getting over you. I know when the smoke rises, I'll be feeling good. And I owe it all to the pain that your cold heart left me in. Tonight I'm moving on, finally moving on. And now I'm realizing I'm right where I belong. I've had my sleepless nights alone, praying to God that you weren't gone, doing everything the sick girl should never do. I'm wrapped left me blue, and one tear left me happy, 'cause that's the last time I cried for you. I've had my sleepless nights alone, praying to God that you weren't gone, doing everything to say a girl should never do. But you wrapped the tie in her arms, I'm here crying in the dark, letting all those memories mess me up, break my heart in two. But man, it's worth it getting over you, getting over you. I know you've been going out late with that girl you told me not to worry about, but man, it's worth it getting over you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. That song never gets old. I love playing it.
Yeah, I only listen to it like 5 times a day. No big deal.
That's so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, this is definitely like the vibe I've been going for like moving forward and writing. So how I do it is like, because I love this song and I'm like, okay, this is definitely, you know, the style I like and what I see myself releasing as an artist, and everyone has their sound. So I have been writing songs, and then what I do is I put them in like this playlist, and then I'll skip to the next one after listening to this, and I'm like, could I see these songs in a playlist together, or like in an album together? And so that way I make sure the vibe is right, you know?
So do you have
like it.
certain like type of songs you like to write, such as like breakup songs, or do you feel like you're writing party songs or love songs, or what kind of vibe do you like to go for? Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, so, you know, I love a good breakup song because it's just fun. And I feel like everybody loves breakup songs. Like, I know when I was in a very happy relationship, I could scream breakup songs at the top of my lungs. So, yeah, they're good for anyone. So I definitely love breakup songs, but I do write inspirational songs. I write love songs. My next song coming out is a love song.
When's the
So I
song
try to
coming
write.
out now? Don't be teasing. Give us some more details.
Woo!
What date is
It's
this song
coming
coming
very,
out?
very. It's coming very soon, but I
Ooh.
can't tell you when yet.
So now we have to have you
It's
back on the show at a later date to talk about it.
Well, yes, of course, we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be great. But this next song is, it could be like it's giving wedding vibes, if I'm being honest. So
Ooh, a little teaser. Okay.
yeah, I definitely needed one in my little portfolio. So when I wrote that song, I was just like, I don't know, on cloud nine, and I'm just really happy with how it turned out. So I hope everyone enjoys it. I'll be announcing it very soon. So don't worry, it's coming.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, and I just finished writing this country song, and I think you guys could do a line dance to it, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Not gonna lie. So we're gonna have to connect on that because it definitely gives me dance vibes for sure.
Now you got me
I'm
excited.
ready.
It's in the works. It's all in the works. I've got so much material. It's like choosing between your children. You just don't know which one to choose. Yeah,
Have,
it's a little overwhelming.
have you done any music videos yet?
I have. So I released one for Another Heartbreak, which
Okay.
was really fun. That was really fun to make. Mark Staff actually directed it, and so he's a photographer in Charleston, and he directed the whole thing, and it just turned out so good. I have a music video for my song March On Girl, which is my girl empowerment song. And I have a music video for One Love Song at a Time, which was my first ever music video, if you're really interested in my life or anything that I have to do. So, but I have 3 I plan to do more.
Well, I mean, you gotta have some
They're all,
love dancing or couples dancing in one of these music videos.
yeah, so I'm gonna have to give you guys a call because we're gonna need this to happen. And I think I have the perfect song coming up for it. So I definitely we'll figure out something.
Yeah, we can help
I
promote
like
it.
it.
Yeah, that would be so fun. Making music videos is like crazy because you finally see like what was in your head that literally came from nothing. Like that's the crazy thing about the crazy thing about writing a song is like it literally came from nothing, just an idea, and then you write the song, and then you see the picture in your head, but how do you give the same picture you're seeing to like someone else? So to put it in a music video and let the whole thing come to life is like the most satisfying thing ever. So I'm very excited to do some more this year.
Nice.
Yay.
Tara, is there anything else you wanted to ask? I know you got your line dance lessons you have to go head out for here in a minute.
I just want to know when she's coming to Texas. That's it.
Let's go. I'm coming, girl. That would be so fun. I actually have some family in Texas, in San Antonio. So my family and I have been talking about taking a trip there this year, and I would love nothing more than to come visit and see you, and let's go line dancing because that would be the best night ever. It's gonna
I will
happen.
take you all around the dance spots.
Yes.
It's gonna be
Okay. I'm 100% in. Yeah. Probably in the next few months. So I will send you a message and we can exchange phone numbers and we'll have to set something up. I think she's lagging. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. I don't want to hold you back from your dance lessons.
all good, all good.
Okay.
You want to sing
I'm
another
lagging so
song?
much.
I'm in no rush to get off here, so if you want to sing another song or something, you can for everybody.
Sure. I'll sing one more. How about that?
Bye, Tara.
Bye. She's so sweet.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's really sweet. So how did you guys meet?
So I went to Texas October of 21, and I knew nobody. After my TikTok started like blowing up, I started like meeting like random people, and I saw these like cool spots throughout the country. Like I just want to go see them, so I went to Texas. Fortunately, I have a lot of family in Texas, so I stayed with them. So it saves me money on a hotel. I just got to pay for a plane flight, and they drive me around too, which is great. So I just remember I was watching this like redhead, just like so Country Girl Shake It came on, and I was like, when like I said, when you go to a new bar, you got to see if they do the same dance that you know. So fortunately, Tara did the same dance that I know. And I was like, oh, cool. Somebody knows the same dance as me. So I ran out there. We had like no idea. So she's the line dance instructor at this dance hall in Austin, Texas.
Okay, cool.
But I had no idea at the time. And so so yes, I just went out there and we just like shook hands. I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm so glad you like know the same song or know the same dance as me." And she was like, "Yeah, cool." So that was like it, like all we talked about. And then like next thing I know, I think some of her friends tagged me on Instagram, and she like messaged me. She was like, "Oh, I've seen you on TikTok before, ha ha ha." So like we became friends and just like to chat a little bit. And then she partnered with a girl named Kinsey, who's a line dance instructor in California.
Got it.
And I had become really close with Kinsey. I'd never met Kinsey in person, but we just became really good friends. And then Tara and I started talking, and come to find out, she's like a social media manager. And the more my TikTok has grown, I started getting a lot more questions about advertisements and partnerships and collaborations and everything. So I was just talking about, like, oh, she's like, well, if you need somebody, that's what I do. I'd love to manage you or whatever. And I'm like, dope. And then yeah, and then she told me she's done podcasting and stuff, and she knows how to edit everything on the computer. And I'm like, cool. I'm like, I got a lot of friends who sing music. I was like, I'll just message everybody. Let's host a show together, and we'll podcast. We've struck up a great friendship.
Oh my gosh, that is such a cool story. It's so crazy how like along the crazy journey of life that you just meet, it's almost like the right time, the right people, the right place. I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. So that is so cool that you guys are friends, and I love what you're doing. This is a great idea to help, people like me, and I know speaking for a lot of artists like myself that, yeah, we love you. That's so great.
Absolutely.
But I will play you a song now if you want me to.
Absolutely. I got a few more questions for you afterwards.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I will play another Heartbreak because this one's fun. More Heartbreak. We're going to stay on the trend. 2 in the morning, crying on the floor and replaying you drive away. Think I'm going insane. Should've known better than to give you my heart. Cowboys never say they'll just tear you apart. I don't deserve this, make me feel worthless. All that I have left is another heartbreak tearing me up. Another mistake. I think I've had enough. Rode into the sunset, leaving my heart a mess. You left the taxi go, and I cried to smoke. Guess I should've known. Another heartbreak. Another mistake. Thinking of myself, watching out for my health. I'm the only one I got, it's just me and myself. Won't let nobody else do the damage you've done. I'd rather have the ticket for one. I won't let you in, you'll disturb me again. So don't come crying, asking for a friend. When you open your eyes and you realize you ran out of time. Another heartbreak tearing me up. Another mistake. I think I've had enough. Rode into the sunset, leaving my heart a mess. Let the taxi go in a cloud of smoke. I guess I should've known. Tear me up. I think I've had enough. It's about all I can say. I should've run from the one. Now you're just another heartbreak. Tear me up. I think I've had enough. It's just about all I can say. I know I should've run. Thought you were the one. Another heartbreak. Another mistake. You rode into sunset, leaving my heart a mess. Let the taxi go in a cloud of smoke. Guess I should've known. You rode into sunset, leaving my heart a mess. Let the taxi go in a cloud of smoke. Guess I should've known.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Had a few compliments in here saying that beautiful girl and beautiful voice.
Thank you guys. That's so sweet. Aw, I
If you want to
love
respond
this.
to any comments on your page, feel free to do that now.
Oh, okay. Let's see how to do this. You know, I'm not very good at this whole like you're gonna have to teach.
I got
We're
you.
gonna here. So, let's see. Oh, reply. Wow, this is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. Hi guys, we're getting really close and personal. I can apparently only type with 2 fingers.
Bethany, it's amazing, beautiful voice.
Oh, let's see. Let's find her.
She's so when we're on live here, only your followers show up on your side, and only mine show. You can't see the comments on my side.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So only your followers on your page. Now, some of my followers might, or a lot of them will hop over to your side and go follow you, which is the point of doing that.
Oh, cool. Someone said Lainey Wilson's twin.
I
That is the
told you
biggest
I was
compliment
listening to
ever.
music today, and I was like, this kind of reminds me of Lainey.
That is so sweet. I adore her. So that's the biggest compliment ever.
Absolutely.
She is. So tell me,
Mm-hmm.
what do you dance like? Is there certain nights a week that you go and dance? Do you teach lessons? Like, what's your jam?
No, I don't teach at all. Well, I'll give you my full story and a long story short. So I started going to honky tonk 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago now. And I just thought it was cool. And to be honest with you, I just was like, this seems like a cool way to meet a chick. It's just to like go to a dance hall. It's like, because like that annoyed me. I never went to bars. I was a competitive golfer until
Yeah.
26. And so I just was like, I am not going to go to a bar and ask some random chick if they want alcohol, and spend my hard-earned money on some random girl who may not even like me, right? So I was like, it's got to be a cool way. Women love to dance, and I'll just go up to a girl, ask them to dance. If we hit it off, great, whatever. So did that for a couple of years and just learned some line dances at Honky Tonk. And yeah, and then 2 years ago, or yeah, 2021, I downloaded TikTok because of COVID, and I started posting some dance videos with a girl. Oh, well, not a girlfriend, but a girl who's a friend. And next thing I know, they just like blew up, and I got like 200,000 followers in like a few months, and it
Yeah.
was nuts.
So
And then
cool.
everybody's like, how did you learn how to dance? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I just do this for fun on the weekends. Like I just see videos online and I try and copy moves. But
Yeah.
it just got to such a point to where I was like, so many people like talking to me and like, you teach us. And I'm like, dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I just go for fun. So I went to Arthur Murray Charleston, the ballroom studio in West Ashley, and I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to learn how to dance. And I hit it off with my instructor. She's phenomenal. She's my age. She's 30, and she's great. Such a great instructor, great person. And she's taught me all these different styles of dance. So as of right now, I've up to, I think I know 14 different styles of dance that I've learned in the past 16 months since taking lessons from her.
What?
Yeah, and it's
So
crazy
cool.
because like you actually learn how to like count and everything. And yeah, so like now I actually know how to dance. But that's the same thing. People ask me how to teach line dances. Every move has a name. And so like the tough
Yeah.
part for Tara, like we've done some collaborations with artists where they've paid her to choreograph a line dance, and then we're gonna publish it, on our TikToks. And they actually have to go and write down like the name of every step and put it on a
Oh
website.
my.
Yeah, and do a demo. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know how to do all that. I don't want to bother with teaching and knowing every single name of every step that I do and all that. I was like, I'm good. I just dance for fun. So except for
Yeah.
ballroom, I do dance competitively in ballroom, but I go to country
Oh,
bar.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to teach. Like I get like you said, I'm a very visual learner, so or like mechanical, like I have to do it, So I don't think the whole names thing would would process with me. But yeah, I'm the same way. I kind of just like pick up as I go and learn by watching other people do it. So I get you. I got you on that one. That's really cool though that that's how like all of this came about. You're doing so great. I've seen your videos and super talented.
Oh.
You are going to go very far and this just seems like a hidden talent that was just definitely something that was meant to be.
Well, I'll give you the full story. So it's weird. Remember how I said earlier how everything you go through when you're younger pays off. So, for
Yeah.
example, a couple aspects. So, like, I grew up, really loving watching WWE wrestling, and that's helped with like my storytelling. Because
Yeah.
like I view TikTok as a show, as an entertainment app. So like not everything I put out there is like dead on, like just because you have to be entertaining. You have to exaggerate a little bit to be interesting.
Right.
And then I also grew up doing like plays and stuff as a kid, and I also did background work on a few TV shows in Charleston. So that kind of helped with like the acting stuff, and then the dancing stuff kind of tied in. And then I was also really like, and I'm gonna tell you this now because I'm quite certain one day you're gonna be very famous. You're very
Oh,
talented. So
thank
the
you.
hard part is the more followers you get, the more negative comments that come with it. And
Oh,
the last like 3 months have been my like hottest months on this app. And I was averaging like 1,000 comments a day. And I want to say at least probably 30% of them were just like negative, just like saying like the
oh,
meanest and nastiest stuff. But
so mean.
it's, I don't get it. Like I just don't get it. But then
Yeah.
the stuff that I went through when I was bullied in high school, like it prepared, like I'm numb to it all because of what I went through when I was younger. So all the stuff that I went through so awful in high school, it really prepared me for now to handle it because, and I have friends, there are a few people that I've connected with that do have hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're like, dude, I just can't, like,
Yeah.
I can't even read my comments. Like it's because like, these girls will dance like, oh, what are you? You should go dance at a nightclub or something like that. You don't belong on a dance. It's just the meanest stuff people write
Yeah.
on here.
Well, how I look at it is like I've had people say some nasty stuff to me too. And it's just like, you have to learn how to just laugh at it. And if not, just completely ignore it. Because if you give them a reaction, giving them exactly what they have hoped for.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, thank you for taking your time out of the day to type this really mean comment and then post it on my page. And like, yeah, so my best advice, don't give a reaction and they don't know you. Like, this is some person behind their phone screen, hiding, literally hiding behind a phone screen and just saying, whatever they want. And it's wrong. It does not make excuses. It's not right. But definitely you just have to kind of just ignore it for as much as you can. But I'm sure it's hard for you when you are receiving like all these comments throughout the day. But take it from me that and I will come and I will kill them with kindness. I will say, oh, are you having a bad day? I'll be your designated replier.
Well, that's the tough part. Though, is like sometimes I will respond to make a video just because it creates engagement, because people will then go
Yeah.
like respond to them, or then people will then go and like kind of argue in my comments because some people will agree with the mean person and other people. So I'm like, so you have to do it for entertainment purposes sometimes. And then people will message me, they're like, bro, you can't let that get to you. And I'm like, it's not really getting to me, but it's just like I have to do it for entertainment purposes. And then like I don't know, I know you just recently followed me. I don't know if you've seen all the Shivers videos. Have they popped up on your page yet?
Oh my gosh, I don't think so, but I wanted to
Okay.
go watch.
Well, it became a thing like 4 months ago, maybe now, where for some reason there's a line dance to Ed Sheeran's Shivers. And it just
Okay.
became super popular. Like every single time I would post a video, it was getting hundreds of thousands or millions of views every time I posted a Shivers video. And so I started posting them just every day because I was gaining like thousands of followers from every time I did a post. And the
Yeah.
more followers I get, the more money I get to charge brands. And then I go on these lives where I just talk to my fans and people are like, dance to Shivers. We want to see you dance to Shivers. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, if that's what y'all want, I don't get it. But then you get a lot of like negative feedback from other dancers in the community, because I jokingly called myself the Shivers King one time, and everybody just like ran with it
Oh,
online. And so a lot of people
yeah.
call me the Shivers King, and I played as a joke, but like, dude, I don't just like I like Ed Sheeran's song Shivers, but I'm not just like I just don't just wake up every day and just like, dude, I just can't wait to like dance the Shivers. But
Yeah.
people are responding to it, and this has become a business for me. So I have to whatever is going to further
You
the
got
business side of it, have to do it.
Yeah, and TikTok, the algorithm's so interesting to where, like, yeah, some people might run into the video twice, but think about this big audience over here that you're still trying to give content to and grasp their attention. So, honestly, props to that because I've done the same thing with getting over you. Like, I would post videos on my Facebook and stuff, and people are like, this is getting so old. And I'm like, all right, guys, well, love y'all, but I'm trying to reach, a bigger audience, a larger fan base. And sometimes you just got to do what you got to do?
You have to, and that's why I've tried to tell everybody that, because there's two sides to it. One, like you said, there are 7 billion people on this planet. I don't care if my video got 5 million views. That tells me it's a good video. So I don't care if only 5 million people saw it. There's another
Yeah,
5 million people who might need to see it also. And then two,
totally.
if you want to stick with people with all the content we have in this world, if you think you really have a hit, you have to shove it down people's throats. You have to like constantly put it out there and make them realize and put in their face and tell them this is great. You have to watch this. And who cares if the small
Yeah.
minority, like you said, are like, this is old? Who cares?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. You do in social media, it's just like it's become such a huge thing now. And, sometimes I'm like, I wish I could throw my phone away, like just toss it in a river and never see it again. But you have to use it and you have to utilize your tools and use what you have to do what you love. But, it is easy to focus on the good. And there's lots of people who support me, there's lots of people who support you, and I think just focusing on that overall is the best thing that you can possibly do.
Facts. Now, I will let you know this has been our most viewed live with a artist so far.
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
So far, you
Thanks, guys.
had 7,600 people see you.
Oh my gosh, that's literally nuts. I'm That's crazy. Thanks, guys, for joining. This is just fun. I love chatting. I'm really good at talking, if you can't tell. So it's
Absolutely.
actually my solution to not talk so much.
Well, Tara had to move her line dance, so she does an online Zoom class
Oh,
with all of our followers, and there are people all over the world. So her and Kenzie started doing a online dance Zoom class where they're teaching people all over the world
oh,
line dance over Zoom. So they had to move that to Mondays, so she can only be on here for like 45 minutes. So
yeah. No, I totally understand. That's really cool that I would find that hard to learn a dance over Zoom because Zoom can like lag
a
sometimes.
little bit. It's actually I've had no problems with it since we've been on there, but
Okay.
yeah, as long as you, the hardest part is getting the music to go through properly. You have to like have it a certain distance from the speaker. But yeah,
Yeah.
other than that, it's pretty easy.
Isn't it crazy how Zoom was just completely unheard of until the pandemic, and now it's opened up this like entire new world of just communicating? I've worked with people out of like London and Australia and like all kinds of places, and it's just like so crazy that this is a thing now.
Yes. And have you ever heard of Google Meet?
Oh, yeah, I've used it a few times.
I had no idea what this was, so we just had a business meeting.
Wait, don't tell me. Wait, like Google, like a video chat, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's just like Zoom, but it's Google's
Oh,
version. But I just yeah,
I was
like
like, I'm not talking about a dating app. And I just said, oh, I use that all the time. I was thinking, let me clarify to make sure I really know what he's talking about first.
but yeah, I was like,
Oh,
everybody's got a version of it. Well, I mean, are you on Tinder, Bumble, and Nashville? By the way, I'm gonna grab my second phone real quick.
no, no, I have to keep my privacy. I can't. I don't have time for none of that.
Well, I mean, what? How is your dating life? And so, like, well, I'm gonna out her. She won't care. But our mutual friend Lauren Hall, like, she writes all these breakup songs, and and I'm like, well, how do you like write these songs about these boys you go out with? Like, how does that not? Does that not scare future guys that you date with by writing breakup songs about like, people you date?
Well, it could scare them, but hopefully in a good way. Maybe it weeds through them pretty quickly. It's like they'll definitely, if they're the right ones, they have nothing to be scared about if they're good people, right? So I guess like I write about personal experiences. I don't write to like ruin someone's life. I'm not like that, okay? But I will write about like my own heartbreak and what I feel, but I'm not going to just sit there and dog on somebody. My dating life is very complicated. It does not exist, which I like it that way right now, because it's just too difficult. So I don't have any dating apps. I've never used a dating app. I believe in wholesome meeting people, and I just believe that God's going to put the right person in my path one day, and I'm just waiting for that day to come.
Now, do you have issues with guys where they're like, hey, where they struggle with you getting attention at their shows or, people asking for photos and stuff?
Yeah, definitely something that's been an issue in the past, which is understandable. Okay, I will say I understand it's hard when you do get this attention after shows and people are coming up from you and you're smiling and you're like, thank you so much. And I can understand that can be a little scary for some people. And I honestly think it's just going to take a special person to understand like that this is my career, this is my job, this is like I'm a very loyal, loving person, trust me, who I am. But it does. It's going to take someone who understands what I'm doing. And that's just something I had to accept coming into this is that I don't live a normal life. So I knew it was going to make finding, someone to date or marry a lot harder than it would just, living day to day, like having a different job.
Well, I'll speak for me, but so because like I never really thought that because I've just had so many great opportunities come with this TikTok thing, and I thought that I knew I wanted somebody who would dance with me, right? Who was like
Mm-hmm.
understood it, or excuse me, I just at the time I realized I just wanted somebody who would dance. But then, like as I dated somebody over the summer and it didn't work out, I realized that I really need to find somebody who understands my life and is in the dancing scene.
Yeah.
And it's been so cool, like dating Emily now is because she actually understands my lifestyle. She's grown up dancing her
Oh,
entire life. So like,
that's
you know, it's great because like we would stay until like 2 a.m. because like they understand everything. So I would probably say you probably should go after somebody who is in the business, who understands it,
yeah.
because little things. Because when you're an outsider and you're looking in, because like I might be, let's say I dance with you, right, and we have fun, but if you don't understand dancing culture, you might look at that and be like, wow, he's just out there like flirting with that girl, like how could you, or whatever. But like when you are a
Right.
dancer and you watch it, you're like, it's just two people dancing. It's like they're gonna have some fun for the song, and then like that's the end of it. It's not that big a deal.
Definitely. No, I think so. And like I what I've really realized is like there's, good guys in this world. There's good girls, but that doesn't mean you're always going to be compatible. That doesn't mean you're going to have the same interests. You're always going to understand the same things. So, it does make things a little more complicated, but if it was so easy to find the person that you're supposed to be with, then like or it's so easy to make a connection with anyone is what I'm trying to say, then you would never end up with like that really special person. Like what makes them so special to you? And I just like keep reminding myself that and focusing on me and trying to get where I want to be in my career. And I just believe that like the right person will love that about me. They'll respect that about me. They'll want to be a part of that with me. I am all about lifting other people up and supporting other people and their dreams and goals. So I think it's just trying to find someone like-minded who is willing to do that for me in my career as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing you can do is just be the best version of yourself, because
Yeah.
your future partner is to be the best version that you possibly can. But you're still
Mm-hmm.
young, you're gonna figure yourself out, and the right person's gonna come along.
Yeah, honestly, I'm having a lot of fun right now. Like I have really great friends. I am blessed to, have the sweetest girlfriends who we all support each other. I lift all of my friends up, they lift me up. Like I just have a really great support system, so I don't really feel like I'm lacking that from like a guy right now. So I'm just kind of focusing on me and yeah, we'll see what happens.
The right person will come along, and it's all just timing, because it took me dating my past relationship over the summer to really just like realize of how I needed somebody who like I said was a dancer, somebody who just like truly loved it, somebody who just understood the culture, somebody who was really good to me and who also supported my dreams, because there's so
Yeah,
many things where there were girls I dated in the past to where they like, even my relationship with Tara is like strictly professional. Like we just text and talk
right.
about like business and everything. But there are plenty of girls where I would have dated in the past where they would have been like, "Oh, how did they? No, no, you can't even have her. Like you can't even
Yeah.
talk to a girl before whatever else." And like I'm so open.
Yeah.
Like I mean, Emily has my past, which I don't have anything to hide. But it's nice somebody to have somebody now who like supports my dreams, and somebody who wants me to be like truly loves me and wants me to be the best version of myself. And until you find that person, like the person you're with should never tear you down or make you feel bad about yourself. They should always support you. And any man you date, they should want you to be the best singer you could possibly be. They should want to be at every show, and they should want people to love you. And unfortunately, they are going to have to share you with the world, but they should be so proud of you that they want people to come up and talk to you, not be
Yeah.
so insecure to where they're so disgusted that and so frustrated that, hey, you might have to take a picture with somebody and spend 5 minutes saying, hey, thank you for coming to my show. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot tell you how like uncomfortable the feeling is like when you're looking at a fan who is like there to see you. Keep in mind they like drove they bought the ticket, they drove to watch you play and like feeling that uncomfort of like, "Oh my gosh, am I going to get like, you know, not in trouble, but is this going to upset someone because I need to go thank this person?" And you shouldn't have to feel that way.
No.
Period. So you definitely, like you said, want someone to like support you and be confident in your relationship, to trust you, to have that bond to where they're like so elated and so excited for you. So I'm so glad you found that. That's amazing, and hold on to it for dear life, because
No,
there's
trust
not.
me, this is the only girl I've ever dated where I go out and it doesn't matter who
Yeah,
comes and talks to me or like who says what. Like I don't have to go, like you said, worry about being in trouble when we leave the bar or being like, wow, I can't believe, you talk to that person or everything else. Like it's just she's glad and happy that people like me. And that's what
yeah,
bothered me. I realized over the summer, I was like, if I'm dating you, shouldn't you be glad that people like me and want to come up and say hi and like chit chat? Like, shouldn't that be like a good thing to date somebody that people like want to talk to? So
yeah.
yeah, it means so much to me now to have Emily, who's someone who just supports me and is happy that other people genuinely like me and just want to say hi when we're out. Like it's super cool.
Oh, that's so good. I'm so happy for you. And she sounds like a confident queen, and tell her that I'm proud of her too.
Oh, she's in here. She's watching. We're getting some
Oh,
hate comments in here right now. There are people who are, writing some nasty things in here. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
that's okay. We
Yeah,
just are gonna. But thank you to the ones who are writing comments.
yeah. Apparently, if
We just are gonna. But thank you to the ones who are writing comments.
yeah, apparently if people dance with somebody else, that's how cheating starts. Apparently,
Oh.
yeah, that makes total sense.
Well,
So let's stay on here for like
has
12 minutes. We'll I'll let you. I'd like to see if you want to sing another song. Do you have a cover you'd like to sing?
Ooh, that's fun. Sure. We got Chase Matthew on here. What's up, Chase? Oh, also, by the way, I saw someone at the gym today wearing your shirt. And I was going to be like, hey, I know that kid.
Who?
But I didn't.
What shirt?
Because that would have been.
Or
I
Chase's shirt?
saw a
You're
guy.
talking to me. I only have a couple shirts out there.
Oh, so Chase Matthew, he's a country singer.
Yeah,
He's on my side of the live.
gotcha.
And I was in the gym today and I saw this guy wearing a Chase Matthews shirt, and I was like,
Nice.
oh my gosh, so cool. Um Anyways, let me sing a song. I can do a cover. What are we feeling? Are we feeling like Ingrid Andress, More Hearts Than Mine,
That's a good
Gunpowder
one.
and Lead?
Yeah, I'm
Um
gonna let you go here because our viewers are just continuously spiking here. So, and are at almost 9,000 people now. So,
Oh, all right. Well, we'll just get to it. How about that? I want to play Gunpowder and Lead because that's fun and people like this.
all right.
County Road 233 under my feet. Nothing on this white rock but a little old me. I got 2 miles till he makes bail. And if I'm right, we're headed straight for hell. Hey, I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun. We're by the door and I'm a cigarette. He wants to buy, well, now he's got one. He ain't seen me crazy yet. Slap my face and shoot me like a rag doll. Don't that sound like a real man? I'm gonna show him what a little girl's made of. Gunpowder and lead. Well, it's 10:30. Another 6-pack in, and I can feel the rumble like a cold black wind. Another 6-pack in, and I can feel the rumble like a cold black wind. It pulls in the drive, the gravel flies. You don't know what's waiting here this time. Hey, I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun. Way by the door, light a cigarette. He wants fire, well now he's got one. He ain't seen me crazy yet. Slap my face and shoot me like a rag doll. Don't that sound like a real man? I'm gonna show him what a little girl's made of. Gunpowder and lead. Hey y'all, thanks for joining.
It must be
Woo!
nice to just be that good. Like oh man.
You're so sweet. Oh my gosh. I am obsessed with singing that song. Like, talk about getting a crowd rowdy. Like, when I play that at concerts, people go crazy. Oh, thank you, Matthew. I probably should respond.
Yeah,
Thank you, Lee.
Chase hopped over to my live, so sorry about it. What's up, Chase?
Oh,
Yeah, we're pretty much
traitor.
Chase and I are pretty much best friends now, so no big deal.
I call traitor. It's fine. Well, it's fine. He's still alive. That's all that matters. For sure. So yeah, that was fun. I love singing that one. I have so many covers that I just enjoy playing.
Have you
I get
put
so
out
much
covers
inspiration.
at all, or no?
I'm sorry?
Have you put out any covers?
No, I haven't actually, just originals, but I would love to do, you know what I really want to do? I want to do a whole Christmas album. Like, I love Christmas music. I sing it year round all the time. I'm that annoying girl that just will not stop singing any Christmas song. So that's my dream, is to put out like a really cool Christmas album one day.
What's the most people you've ever played in front of?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. I probably there was a ton of people at the Scotty McCreery Stadium. It held 15,000. So it did get sold out. So yeah, it was like a huge venue. It was an amphitheater, so there's like lots of seats and space and all kinds of stuff. So probably that's like the most people I've performed in front of, and also the most interactive crowd. Like, they were chanting with me, and I mean, we're having a great time. Like, that was by far my favorite show that I've ever played.
Nice. I love that you're from Charleston. Since we're from the same city, I get to support local artists. I love that.
Yes, and I 100% support you. You are so awesome, and I'm glad that we're making a good name for Charleston. I'm proud of that.
Dude,
I love
we've
it.
got a lot of good artists from Charleston.
I know. I know we have. I mean, look at Darius Rucker, and Lee Bryce is from
He's from Sumter.
Oh, Sumter. Just kidding.
Just it's
yeah,
only
but
road. It's fine.
just kidding. Not like I know what I'm talking about.
But even like obviously, you, Lauren Hall, Randall Fowler, Haley Mae Campbell is doing great. Do you know Jerry Jacobs?
No, I don't actually.
So he's from Charleston. So he was singing with a band called Summer '97 at and tons of bars in Nashville. But he just quit because he's songwriting, and so he's written a couple of hits with Chase McDaniel. Do you know Chase? Have you heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Okay, so his song Project is pretty popular right now, and he just released a new one.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that and Drop Your Tailgate. So Jerry Jacobs wrote both of those. Was a writer on both of those songs. So he's killing it right now. He is really talented too. But that's I just found it interesting of just having to choose of like, hey, do I become a songwriter, or how much further do I want to chase my singing career? You know, it's gonna be a tough choice for some people.
Yeah, for sure. That's really cool. Do you like to songwrite at all?
Oh no. Listen, I joke all the time, and I tell my girlfriend this as a joke, but I'm like, I'm good at everything but singing. I can play any sport. I'm a decent dancer. So yeah, no, it's crazy. But I can't.
Well, that's okay. You know, dancing is pretty close. You have to have rhythm to sing. You have to have an ear for music. So you obviously have that. You're gifted in music in just other ways.
I wouldn't say I'm gifted. Trust me. Okay. So that is the toughest part for me, like when I first started dancing. So here's the problem is when you go to country bars and people are doing country swing and two-step, and I didn't know this because unless you were professionally taught, nobody knows how to dance on beat. They don't know what they're dancing to. So like I literally would just watch people do moves online and I would try and replicate. I would say, oh, that looks cool. I'm going to replicate that. But you don't realize what's a waltz, what's a cha-cha, what's a tango, a two-step, whatever. You don't know how to listen to all that until I started like going to the dance studio. And then you realize, then now I can't listen to music the same, because anytime, like even with you just playing just then, it's first thing about what dance goes with this, right?
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
some people think just because it's country you can two step to it. It's like, no, it could be a cha cha, or it could be a waltz. Just because it's country, it's not doesn't mean that you two step to it. And like you can't do country swing to a waltz. And it's pretty hard to do country swing to a cha cha. But yeah, that's just the things people don't realize until you take lessons. And then like if I'm dancing freestyle with somebody, I have to listen to the song and dance my feet on beat, all the while guiding another human being to where I want them to go on beat, and think ahead of what move I want to do next. And
That's so crazy.
doing
I
like a
would
choreographed routine, easy. Like you can learn all the moves and everything. But like if I'm doing like an improv or something like that into a song that I don't know, and there's like judges involved, oh yeah, no, it's yeah.
yeah, that's so overwhelming. Like to be a guy and having to lead the girl throughout the dance, that would be enough to just like stress me out to no end. I could not do that. It's just like, and what gets me is like knowing which way to turn yourself and then turn your partner. And it's just like, it's crazy. So props to you for that. That takes a lot of skill for sure.
Man, these people are so weird. Some random person just comments on my thing. Can't stand this dude. He thinks his crap don't stink, but he's not even tall enough to ride most roller coasters. I can't. People are so weird.
That's so not nice.
Block.
We're this is a nice zone, guys. We love nice people.
People
Um,
just need to. I don't, because people never say it in person. Like, there's always people, they will be keyboard warriors, but they will not say it in person, which is
no,
very interesting.
really not. Well, I appreciate those who are commenting. Very nice comments. Thank you guys for supporting us, and we're out here just doing our thing and trying our best, and God bless TikTok.
Absolutely. So, who is your favorite, like, 90s country artist?
Oh my gosh. I loved Shania Twain.
Okay. You need to see my recent. Have you heard her new song, Giddy Up?
I think I have on one of the playlists, Spotify like curated playlists.
I'm
Have you
curious.
done?
Yeah, so I'm curious how this goes, because someone reached out to. I don't know if it's from someone like the label or the artist, because like I've had people like marketing agencies from like Maren Morris or Scotty McCreery, like whenever we put out
Yeah,
Damn Straight and background music from Maren Morris, and even just Shania Twain new song, but they just like reach out and they're just like, hey, we would like you to post a TikTok of you dancing to this song, for then we'll negotiate a price. But yeah, I don't know if it comes from the label or if it comes from the artists themselves. Like, do you have any idea of what goes on with that?
honestly, I would say it's probably coming from their marketing team, and typically that's also involved in a label. So when an artist gets signed, they get like this whole team behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably not the artists themselves, but it could be. I don't know. Everyone just has like a different preference when it comes with who deals with what, I think. And it also depends on what your deal was and what's all involved. There's so many different like options is what they're called.
Mm.
um and like when you're talking to a record label, so if they're an independent artist, it very well could be like something that they're doing, or maybe they hired a PR team to help them. So I'm not sure, honestly. I think it might just differ from artist to artist.
Well, the reason why I thought it was interesting is because it'll be like the same marketing agency, but they obviously represent different artists. So like they'll say, hey, the budget for this one is X number of dollars, or we can only do so much for this video, and then other ones they have higher ones. Because I have a standard rate, but if I have a working relationship, I'll try and work with them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
just
sure.
just yeah, it's just very interesting,
Yeah.
because like even one, like sometimes they'll want you to do like a specific dance to it. So I don't know if they're paying whoever to
Uh,
choreograph this dance and then having other people recreate it. So I don't know. I find some of it interesting, but I don't know.
yeah. I'm not sure what the process is with that, honestly, but I'm sure like I do know that labels have budgets and like they have this whole plan. Like for one artist, like you would be baffled at like what artists in their team, like their teams are massive, like just an
Really?
army. It's like why as an independent artist it's like so hard and like to do it by yourself, you know, or like have a small crew. And that's why I admire so many like independent artists out there who are releasing songs and getting, you know, millions of streams. And because it typically like a large artist has a massive team behind them pushing their music, making their schedule, you know, emailing people like you to get dances. So yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it and so much behind the scenes that's just like mind blowing.
Absolutely. So are you still independent?
I am, yeah. So, you know, my plan right now is to just kind of work my way as much as I can because the more you have when to present to a label, the better the deal, the more I guess like the more growth you've had, they don't feel like they have to develop you. You've kind of already grown into who you want to be, you know your style. You've essentially you're a product. Like you're really brand self. And so my goal personally, and everyone, you know, they have different aspirations, different dreams, different goals for how they want to get to where they ultimately want to be. And mine personally is just to work as hard as I can, release the music. You know, you have to have the fans, you have to have the people listening. And once that kind of happens, then everything else tends to fall into place. So I'm just waiting until I feel like the time is right and my material is right, and I would be proud to be like, this is, you know, what I've done so far, and here's my material, here's my songs. I just really want to be really, really happy with who I am as an artist, really proud of what I'm putting out, so that way I'm like a brand that can be promoted and I know that I'm going to get in a really solid good position.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you don't want to get left on a shelf either. You know, you don't want to get left in the dust.
Every artist we talk to, they always bring that up that they don't want to get shelved. I find that so interesting. But you know, I feel like with the social media these days, I mean, I'm sure you know all the artists, but there's been so many people that they just all of a sudden blow up on here because they're singing. I mean, you have
Yeah.
free advertisement, which blows my mind. With some artists, they refuse to post songs of them singing you know, on their you know, on their TikTok. And I'm like, dude, if I could sing, like you gotta post that every single day, like it's free advertisement.
Oh yeah. No, take advantage of everything. And I think like when you can make a video and it's just you and your guitar and you're singing, you're showing people this is my voice, you know, this is um my style of music. You're really kind of allowing people to get to know you on a more personal level, and people, that's what people relate to. Like they make the connection and they're like, "Wow, that's a human. Like she is human. She has feelings. She can sit down, she can be personable, she can talk to me, she can tell me a story, she can sing me a song." Like you want to connect with people and treat them like they are your friends, because that's how you have to view your fans or the people who support you, is like this is a friendship. And I think that's how you get through, and that's how so many big artists are successful, is because they take time for their fans, they take time to sit down and make the videos and to play a song. And yeah, so I think it's really important. That's my personal opinion. But
I
that's what I'm.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's like this
Yeah.
that you have to. So I've said that to everybody because everybody thinks that I just post dance videos, but it's been the total opposite. Whereas people were very curious to who I was dating. That's what, like, yes, I dance, but I wasn't just posting just dance videos. I was going on dates with girls and we would go out and dance together. And then, you know, other girls were flying in from other cities to come in and see me. And posting all this on my TikTok, and we were like sharing our journeys and everything in our stories. So people were able to connect, like, hey, this isn't just some guy dancing in a bar. Like, they're interested to see who I'm dating and if the relationship is going to go anywhere. And obviously, Emily and I have been
Yeah.
sharing our story. But there's tons of great artists out there. But what are you doing to connect with them? Can you make them feel something? Can they get to know you and feel like they know you as a friend? If I care about Faith Schueler, then I'm going to buy whatever she's selling me. In your case, you're selling songwriting. So if I like you, then I'm going to buy what you're selling me. If I don't know who you are, I might say, okay, cool, she's good, but I'm not really become a fan of that person until you give me
Yeah.
and to care.
Yeah. No, 100%. And like what you said, like I'm gonna buy what, even in like a physical manner, like when people show up to my shows wearing my merch, like I will point them out in the crowd, like make the comment, like make them feel seen. Like these people are literally spending their money on your merch. They're coming to your shows, they're buying the tickets, they love what you're doing, they're supporting you. Like why would you not want to be thankful for that? Like why would you not want to just give them the biggest hug and say thank you so much? That's just me, but I always like, that's the best feeling ever, is when you can just connect with your fans and have a conversation, feel like, let them know like I am human, I do the same thing you do. And I think it just really like resonates with people. So yeah, I agree with you 100%, and that's my goal moving forward, is just to keep doing that. I
Absolutely.
think that's how to really be successful.
Absolutely, because I brought up the let's just say like take Kiss for example. Like their songs aren't the best, musically,
Yeah.
written best in the world, but it was a show, and to this day, Kiss put on the best live show. I mean, all the theatrics that went on. I mean, Paul Stanley is like 80 years old, and he's like ziplining over 10,000 people in the Charleston Coliseum, and I'm just like, holy
Yeah.
cow!
So cool. I know. And I love Taylor Swift, you know, because she does that too. She like puts on these really spectacular performances, and she puts so much heart and feeling into everything she does.
Yeah,
And like I mean her fan base is an army. Like do not mess with them.
yeah.
She has so many people supporting her. It's so cool.
Well, and I love it when artists like actually like walk around on stage and it seems like they're actually having fun and they're interacting with the crowd, while they're just touching hands while they're singing or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas like some of these artists, they just stand there and they just play guitar, and I'm like, okay, like yeah, you sound great, but I don't know. I just like I love it so much more when the musicians and the singers, like it's like they're having the time of their lives if they're on stage. I'm like, even if you're faking it, just go pretend to have the best time of your life.
Yes, I know. It's so cool. It's honestly, I have the best time of my life. It's so worth it. Like all this stress that goes into planning and rehearsing, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, are we going to mess up?" But honestly, when I'm up there and you're doing what you love, and I'm sure you feel the same way about dancing, it's like everything just disappears. You are in your moment, you're in your zone. You're like having the time of your life. It's the best feeling ever. It makes me want to get off stage and just go right back on and do it all over again.
I do. So when you're having fun, with the dancing and stuff, they like whenever do like competitions and everything though. Like I like blank out. Like you ever feel that way when you're like performing, like you were there but you're not actually there?
Yeah.
You,
Oh,
you know what I
and
mean?
then you're
Like
like, it's all a blur. Yeah, and you're like,
it's
what
like
just happened?
yeah, you like going you're like somebody else. Like you live in the like you remember singing, but it's like you walk out, and you're like, was that actually me doing that out there? Like it's like you like get into like another
Yeah,
character or something.
yeah. I know. It's so crazy. Like sometimes I'll get shy talking to some people, and then I'm like, who was I? Like the night before, singing on stage, just like playing like an air guitar or something, just going crazy. And now I'm like Miss Shy. And it's just so funny to think of myself in that light. But you're right. You just blur, you just blank, and you just do your thing. And afterwards, it's like the best feeling.
Absolutely.
So
Well, I need to get out of here and make some dinner. So, is there anything that you got want to promote? You got coming out another EP? So you said you're putting out a song soon.
yeah, I've got a song coming out like very, very soon in the next month. There's your hint. So I'm
All right.
be prepared for that, and I'll start, promoting it within the next few weeks. So
Awesome.
be on the lookout for that. sure to follow my Instagram too, at Faith Schueler, my Facebook. I'm always giving updates on there about my personal life and what I'm writing and all kinds of stuff. So, but thank you so much for having me tonight. This was so
Absolutely.
fun. We
It's
can do it
crazy.
again.
I'm absolutely. I'm still blown away. It was 4 years ago that I first watched you perform.
That is crazy. Yeah, that's so cool. Thank you for doing that and supporting me and showing
Absolutely.
up. And I'm gonna have to come watch you dance sometime or dance with you. I need some lessons. So
Absolutely. Come to
we'll
Honky Tonk one week. I'll be happy to teach you.
okay, sounds